And now to discuss this, we are joined by two gentlemen, Jake Epelle, the convener, Disability Inclusion Nigeria, and Damilola Ogunsi, an actor and realtor. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on NC Continental Prime.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sir Jake.
All right, I would like to begin with Jake. I mean, you're the co-founder of this organization, and let's look at how significant the World Albinism Day has been since it started being observed.
It's as significant as the word significant. It's very impacting. It's a moment to come together and celebrate together and reflect on the things that we've done well and the things that we need to do better. It's a moment of bonding for community of persons with disability, but also albinism, sorry. But also it's a time to lend our voice to many issues around albinism that people need to know, and the wrong notions that a lot of people have peddled, that people need to know what the truth are as it concerns albinism. I think it's also a moment to celebrate some of our role model, and one of them is the gentleman Dami, that we're very proud of what he has done in the movie industry and continues to do, you know. But it's a moment of reflection, it's a moment of celebration, it's a moment of making life much more better than we met it.
Now, Damilola, looking at the accolades, I mean, Jake had so many things to say about you, and the theme is saying inclusion is strength. How inclusive would you say people living with albinism are in the world?
Well, to a very large extent, I wouldn't say they are not as included as we would want them to be. We have lots of people who are making strides in several areas, certain areas of their own profession and their own grace. But there are lots of people who are still not accepted. The society is still struggling with understanding the plight of people living with albinism. There are certain instances where people can't even get certain job roles, where they cannot have certain opportunities, educational opportunities. So there's a lot going on at the moment, and this is such a day to enlighten people, show the world the plight of people living with albinism, and also encourage and celebrate those who are pushing. We also have people who are doing well, who are breaking barriers, who are going all out. So, but to answer your question, really, the world still needs a lot of awareness on this, and a lot of empathy needs to be in place.
Now, Jake, for you, I mean, going to the street, he talks about so many challenges, a lot of awareness that is needed. What are some of the challenges that people with albinism face when they go to the society?
I think some of them, there are loads and loads of them, but, but we're making giant strides, I must say. But one that comes to mind easily is the discrimination, the stigmatization, the myth, that we have been living with, a blatant lie that have become an accepted norm, has become the truth. And so we find discrimination, access to education, access to quality health, access to projects and programs, even at the point of designing those programs. If we're not part of whatever government wants to do and implement, how can you implement what you don't know the people that you're implementing it for? So there loads and loads of challenges, two major challenges of our sight, we're not able to effectively use our eyes, and then the challenges of skin cancer. Skin cancer is the most ravaging illness amongst persons with albinism. And it appears that there is no much remedy in sight, you know. But like I said, I'm a skin cancer survivor. I had surgery some 3 years ago, and it's a huge issue, and that's why when we met the young man today, I will do whatever I can to assist.
A lot of challenges there. You talk about skin cancer and sight. Now, Damilola, quickly, I mean, we really run out of time. What has been the biggest misconception about people living with albinism?
So then one of the worst is what's happening in East Africa, where they believe that, you know, if you get certain body parts of people living with albinism, that it makes money. So there are lots of people who are dying in East Africa needlessly because of this myth. So that's one of the biggest that I know at the moment. And it's really terrible that we have people who are suffering needlessly in those areas. We have people living with albinism who can't leave their own homes, who have to stay indoors or hide from certain people who believe that, you know, and these people are dying because people are kidnapping them, cutting off their body parts. So yes, that's one of the, you know, the greatest challenges. We're grateful that hopefully that's not also here in Nigeria, but that's one of the biggest challenge. And we have to tackle this thing, not even in Nigeria alone, but globally, everywhere it happens. The misconceptions have to be erased.
Thank you so much, Damilola. We do hope that with this day, there's a lot of awareness and there's equal opportunities for people living with albinism. Thank you so much for joining us on NC Continental Prime. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.